everybody. Somebody new, Bigfoot Bjornson. Welcome and thank you for the follow. Isaac, good morning. How you doing? Okay, so who's ready for summer camp panic streams? Let's see. First of all, what do we want to do? I don't need that. Just to get going, I was taking a look at the streaming calendar for next week. Now that summer camp is over and everybody can calm down. Take a look at this calendar, folks. Does this look like calming down? Anvilite Streamer Core is going strong and will be going strong, even past summer camp, and that's a great thing. So hope to see everybody a lot more, even in the coming weeks. Don't run away just because summer camp is over, because there's lots of fun things to do. And I'll be talking a little bit about what I'll be doing later on. But in the meantime, let me get my 2 seconds of gloat in. If we look, this is my personal progress report for summer camp, and there's no holes in it. Yay, I'm done. Yay. Who else is out there? Who else out there is done, or where are you? Where are you prompt-wise, and what's your target? So Isaac, Diamond, yay. Who else do we have out here? I know today's going to be a weird one because Mad Dog, Zog Mad Dog is doing his 24-hour stream. I was just over there actually guesting for him for about just not quite an hour, just before my stream started here. But he's got, he's going to have a bunch of followers. I'm also guessing that a whole bunch of people are going to be watching Janet and Dimmy at Gen Con. At Gen Con, I got the notice that they just started. That stream just started. So I'm expecting a light crowd today. I guess I have to live with that. But you guys are here, so we'll go now. I guess the first question is, before we decide exactly, originally my plan here was that this was going to be Panic Stream Day. Panic Sprint Day, I should say. But the first question I have is there anybody out there who needs sprints? Is there anybody still doing writing? Because if you're still doing writing, we'll do sprints. If nobody's doing writing, then we can do more showcases. This is your stream as much as mine, so whatever it is that you guys need or want today, I am at your service. So Isaac, you don't need to write anymore. You can take the morning off from that department, but if you want to put anything up for showcase, you can. Who else do we have? Let's see. Nobody else. You don't need to. Has anybody seen or heard from Songbird? She's going to need to write, I know, and she promised to be here this morning, so I don't want to have to go hunt her down. I I promised Songbird about a week ago that I would drag her kicking and screaming across at least the gold finish line, if not the diamond. And she's been doing great. Although last night I know she was working on. She had final exams that had to get done. So that was kind of distracting her, and everybody agreed that she should get her finals done before she worries about whether she's gold versus diamond here. So Isaac, since it seems to be pretty much you and me, at least vocally in the chat right now, what are your what do you plan on doing going forward? Um, in World Anvil in general and on your streams, because I do see that you're at least continuing to stream at least 2 days a week. You're gonna go 2 or 3? Oh, that'll be fun. An art stream for your emotes. Yeah, I plan on sticking with 3 streams a week, but I'm gonna kind of split them out. I'm doing Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. I'm gonna take Saturdays off because there's enough activity on Saturdays going on. I don't want to step on Laura. She has an extended stream on Saturdays. So, but what I plan on doing with my Sunday stream is to focus on maps, but not just pure map making. I'm definitely not. First of all, I don't have the tool set and the skill set that like a Delian has. But what I want to focus on is actually integrating maps into an RPG world, and using the tools in World Anvil to do that. So I mean, there will be some map making over time, but a lot of it is going to be map integrating and playing around with the different capabilities and how do you play with map pins, and how where do you put maps on articles, and where are good places. I want to try to get a discussion going on that sort of thing. My Tuesday stream is going to be a conventional world building stream, very much like the summer camps. Or people writing articles, writing bits of your world and showcasing and a few sprints and things like that. My Thursday stream, which is my long one, I'm gonna that will also still be World Anvil based, but focus on actually building adventure modules and adventure scripts in an RPG, which is something I need to be doing personally. And as long as I need to be doing it personally, I might as well bring everybody else along for the ride. Again, though, it'll be exploring a lot of the tools that are in World Anvil, and admittedly, right now, these are tools I haven't even touched yet because I haven't had time. I joined World Anvil a week or so before Summercamp. So, I mean, I know they're out there. I know the whole, campaign system and hero system are out there, and the whole plot structure thing. There's some stuff. Great GM has contributed stuff. I know it's all out there, and I've kind of started to take a look at it, but I really haven't explored it, and I haven't figured out how I'm going to be using it. And to be honest, I'm half hoping I can attract some attention from people who've been doing that for a while, to help me get through some of the early stuff. And then once I get going, hopefully that'll be a help again for other people that are in the RPG space, to do more than just build the Wikipedia for your world, which is basically what I've been doing for the last month, but also to actually start bringing the world to life in adventure specific modules and modes. So I don't know. Isaac, are you in this for writing or for DMing or for both? I'm going to ask you a lot of pointed questions today because right now you're the only one on the stream, I think. Unless we have lurkers out there. You're in it for the writing. Tempted to put RPG. Yeah, I mean, you're you think it's a bit too developed? Um, I don't know about that. I mean, to be honest, from what I've seen, the bits and pieces I've seen of your world with the stuff you've been doing, the kind of stuff you've been doing is exactly the kind of background stuff that would be perfect for an RPG setting. The biggest trick, I don't know if you caught my interview with Mad Dog. The biggest trick with RPG writing, we got into a discussion of plotter versus pantser, for example, and the reality is that if you're doing RPG adventure module writing, you can't be a full plotter. It is impossible because you're not writing the end of the story. Right? Ultimately, it's your players that are writing the detailed story. But you have to be a plotter to the point where you've created the framework in which they're going to write their story. So you have to know, I mean, you've done a lot of work, for example, in setting up countries and kingdoms and setting up background information for the world. I mean, that's exactly the kind of stuff that that an RPG writer really needs to have. Because as the players decide, well, you know what, let's go over here today. All right. If you know what over there looks like already, then you're in a position where you can deal with it. And the more world background you have, the more freedom you can give the players, and the more freedom you can. Now you still have to build encounters for them to face along the way, but you can plan out different encounters for different areas, and the biggest issue I think with RPG players is they're going to pick their sequence. So you as a writer might say, okay, well, the action's going to go from this point to this point to this point to this point in this order, and an RPG group, they might say, well, we'll start here, and then, okay, it looks like we're supposed to go there, but I don't want to go there just yet. I want to do this other thing first. So you have to kind of deal with that. You like having control of a narrative, wouldn't be suited to be a DM. It's different. It's definitely different. I mean, you have to think of yourself as a short story writer instead of a novelist. Let's put it that way, because you do get to kind of write at least the major framework. For the short stories, it's really the fine details. It's the dialogue and the exact action that the players get to write. If you've done your homework. But yeah, I mean, but it's still you that's laying out the major plot points. The players aren't going to create their campaign objective. You have to do that for them. So it's definitely a different style, and I can imagine that it would be easier to go from RPG writing to novel than from novel to RPG, especially if you are more of the plotter type, where you need to know what's going to happen and what's going on. Pantsers make good RPG, people. As long as they're willing to do a little bit of plotting. Pantsers can be terrible RPG people if they're not prepared. And that's That's the challenge there too. I have toyed with the idea of maybe doing some writing in this world as well, um, but I don't know if I'm going to have the time to, at least not initially. That's something to play with. You know, I know a lot of people are talking about NaNoWriMo coming up. I don't, at this moment, plan on participating in NaNoWriMo. Um, World Amber, yes. NaNoWriMo, not so sure. Um, if something sparks me between now and November, that might change. But we'll see. Yeah, yeah. I mean, maybe I'll use it as an experiment to see what comes out of it. Um, I'll have to see exactly how far along the world is too, and what my other plans are, because I am hoping to actually put together some publishable gaming material out of my world. So I'll kind of see how things are going. I don't have to make that decision just yet. But you know, I've always had that, you know, that ambition to. I think everybody has the ambition to write a book before they die. So so it'd be fun, and this is certainly a wonderful environment and an encouraging environment to do it in. So maybe it would actually happen here. I've started twice in my life and never got past the first chapter. So this is going to be a long stream if we're the only two on here. So what do you want to talk about? So you've tried NaNoWriMo a few times, never panned out. What are the details on World Ember? You've been through at least one of those, right? How exactly does World Ember work? And I know Janet was talking about maybe we'll throw a prompt or two into World Ember. I'm not 100% certain what the normal context for World Ember is, other than I know it's a big writing project. Oh, just to drop the 10th hour, that'll be easy. All right, so what am I going to do in the second week in December? I don't know if you've seen my articles, but I broke 40,000 words for Summercamp. Well, if I take out all the BB code, that would be another. It's still somewhere between 35 and 40,000 words. Last year I had prizes for each template. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Good. All right. I could get into that. The bragging about different word counts. The template prizes are an interesting thought. So there's still there's kind of an encouragement to scatter your writing across all of the different aspects of a world, but you're not focusing. You get to pick your own topic for each template. Is that accurate? Yeah. Okay. That could be fun, and that could be useful. I was saying on Zog's stream, for example. You know, again, I joined World Ember literally a week to a week and a half before summer camp started. I still have a whole raft of stuff sitting in Microsoft Word documents and spreadsheets and things like that I need to port into World Anvil, and that's part of my August work. My August project is to actually now start getting my World Anvil life organized. Get the last of my material ported in. Some of it will undergo rewrite because of some of the work I've done, you know, in summer camp. You know, but I have a, you know, I want to have I have a framework in mind that I'm trying to create in Summercamp, in World Anvil. And hopefully by December, I'll have more of that framework, and I'll know where I need to fill in holes. So World Ember could be an excellent opportunity to do that. I have a couple of major concepts about the world that need to be hashed out, either of which could definitely be a good World Ember theme too. One of them is my Great Strife event, my 100-year war that changed the world. The last prompt in Summercamp was how did a conflict start? So I finally got to put down on paper how the Great Strife started. But now I have to explain 100 years of devastation on the world that 2,000 years later is still being felt in areas and is just being recovered from. Because that actually is what sets the current playing environment for the world. So I'm sure I could put at least 10,000 words to that and scatter it over a bunch of different template types. I've introduced whole other areas of the world. The other thing I could do is, again, I've introduced my seafarer dwarves. I could start setting up the whole. My plan for them in the RPG space is to actually build a almost a separate campaign environment that's focused on it would be kind of an Age of Sail kind of thing, that's focused on the seafarer dwarves. So I have the whole foundation documentation to do for that. So there's another one. Lots of choices there. You have a lot of edits that need to be made to your world before World Ember. Yeah, that's that's it. Yeah, I mean, World Ember could. I guess it sounds like it could be a good use to fill in holes and do some cleanup. But so that looks like it's going to be an interesting event. Do you have any idea? Do you know how long Janet and Dimmy's stream is today? I don't mean the World Ember stream. I mean the Gen Con stream. Yeah, their Gen Con panel. Is that an hour? That's an hour and a half. Okay. Because what I'm thinking again, if you don't need sprints, and although I enjoy I enjoy the talking, writing conversation. If there's nobody else here and there's nobody else actively oh, look at that, here comes Dazzlycat, just as I'm thinking about cutting off early and going back to support Zog in his finish. We'll see if anybody else comes in. How you doing, Dazzlycat? I know you're done, although you're still editing, right? I'll bet you're still editing articles. I made a conscious decision, other than putting a few of my articles up for at least one or two reads. I'm resisting the urge to go back to all of them and do any kind of heavy editing. I've been correcting anything that came up during reads. I've been correcting, but I'm not going back to second guess myself with the Summercamp articles. This is my first Summercamp. I'm happy that I got 33 prompts done. None of them are garbage. As far as I'm concerned, none of them are perfect either, but none of them are garbage. So I'm not going to kill myself with edits on this. I'm already, just kind of moving on. You got a bunch of new ideas. Yeah, I mean that's the other fear is I don't want to. There were a few of the earlier articles, especially that I know I could change. First of all, I'd be tempted. One of the things I do want to do eventually um, is just something as simple as linking. Um, but if the first article that I wrote on a particular topic isn't going to have any links in it to the second, third, and fourth articles right now, and I'm not going back to put them in yet. But eventually, I'm going to have to do that. Eventually, like I've got 4 different articles, for example, on coffee. Um, I need to come up with a good, just going forward, I need to come up with a good wrapper for those, or figure out how I would really want to present those as a unit, in a codex. So there's a lot of that, but I don't want to get into that, while they're still, doing whatever reviews or checks or reading that they have to do throughout the whole month of August. So I'm going to kind of leave my whole summer camp article set alone until after the award ceremony, and then after the award ceremony, then it's fair game. If something has to be gutted and rearranged, then it'll so be it. But I don't want to run the risk of damaging a good summer camp article. And I guess this is a shortcoming of these contests. I don't want to damage a good summer camp article in the process of making a good Criterion article. That's probably not a good way to think, but it's the way I'm thinking. So. Yeah, I'm not worried about word counts. The lowest word count I have on an article is, I think, 650 or 700 words. So even with BB code in there, I mean, I'm not worried about word counts. So I don't have to do that. I've had just about all my articles read at least once. And again, whenever I have them read, I do have the article up, and I am making any major grammatical and spelling errors that are caught. I've been making those sorts of edits on the fly. So they've at least had one pass of grammar and spelling beyond whatever I can give them. And so, like I said, for summer camp, it's good enough. One of the it's a good and a bad habit that being in software teaches you is, we've all been hearing it and saying it here too. The perfect is the enemy of the good. You're never going to have the perfect article. It's never going to be exactly what you want. And even if it is exactly what you want today, you're going to come up with an idea tomorrow that's going to make you want to change something that was perfect yesterday. At some point, you have to just be willing to say this is good enough to put out. This is a thing that Microsoft learned in the 1980s and has made them a global powerhouse. All right. Prior to Microsoft's good enough to release mindset, you had software packages that wouldn't get released until everything was perfect and there were no bugs. Microsoft came along and just started beating everybody to it. Microsoft Excel is a wonderful product. When it first came out, it was nowhere near as good as Lotus 1-2-3. But Lotus 1-2-3 was only doing releases when everything was perfect. Excel would create a new feature, get it close, and put it out to the world, and people would start using it and liking it. And even if it was a little buggy, we'll fix the bugs when we find them. They changed the whole way the software industry works. I mean, now you have products that don't even ever do formal releases. World Anvil is open beta for how long? How long has this been an open beta product? The beauty of the concept of open beta is you're not making any warranties or guarantees to your customers that it's perfect. Yeah, nearly 3 years now. And if Dimmy is smart, he will never release version one. Um, you know, he doesn't need to. Look at how successful the product is just the way it is. Why would you change that? Um, and we all understand that it's being developed on the fly. Which means things might break. And as long as he continues to fix the breaks as fast as he does, we're all happy to live with it. Because then because every time he does tweak something, there's a benefit from it. If it breaks something, okay, you let him know and he fix it. There she is. Songbird is here. All right. First question, Songbird. How many hours of sleep did you get? Yeah, no jail for Esong today. Well, yeah, she's in jail today. She's in jail until she gets 33 prompts done. She's at a labor camp today. In fact, it's not a prison cell; it's a labor camp. So, how much sleep did you get? You haven't slept. Just turned in your finals 30 seconds ago. Oh, you're in for a fun day. Okay. Uh, Congratulations on getting the finals done. Are you happy with them? Are you satisfied with them? Because that's the first most important thing. Eh. Yeah, she's joining Zog. Yeah, for what it is, yes. Okay, okay. Well, I guess you can't complain. All right, next question. How many prompts have you completed? I kind of lost track. You were cranking away the last couple of days, so I kind of lost track on exactly where you are. You don't remember. All right, and the next most important question: what caffeinated beverage do you have in front of you right now? Because you better have one. That's not caffeinated. That's not sufficient. Tea. Find something with caffeine because you're going to need it. Coke, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Mountain Dew is good. I never went for some of these the monsters and these super caffeinated energy drink things. Um, Personally, I think they taste horrible. And if I want caffeine, I have coffee. So, but I know there's people out there that live on the other stuff. I have a son that lives on Monster. Won't drink coffee, but lives on Monster. 3 sips of a kickstart, and I'm jumping for half an hour. Okay, do you have one of those in the house? You might need it today. Wake Scribe up and send him out to the store. All right, yeah, go get something to eat, and then come back, and then we'll start doing sprints just for you. He finished his prompts all 33. He's got diamond. Or was he just settling for something lower? I don't recall. No, he got diamond. Okay. Well, then we definitely have to get you across the finish line then. And we can do it. Just remember, 300 words. They don't have to be pretty. All right, get something to eat. Let me know when you're back. Do they have to be intelligible? Somewhat, but That depends on who eating cereal. Okay, oh, so you got something to eat. Good. Um, that depends on how unintelligible you have in mind. Um, all right. So what? Let's. Okay. So which ones don't you have done yet? Bring up your scoreboard. You know this thing. 28. Okay. All right. So we're gonna take the baby steps approach here. We're gonna get you to gold. All right. And then if you're still standing, we'll see what's left, and we're gonna take a shot at diamond. But we're gonna definitely get you to gold. We got an hour and a half of stream here. We can get you to gold. So which ones don't you have done? This doesn't. Are these protected pages? I'm just looking, for example, at this. I'm looking at the URL and I'm wondering if I can bring up your page. Does anybody know? Let's find out. I hope you don't mind. Do I have your permission to? Anyone can see anyone else's progress page. Okay. So if I say Songbird. 24601. Oh yeah, no, you have 4 hours to the end of summer camp. An hour and a half of my stream, and then 2 hours after that. Okay, so I can see it, but I can't see what she's done. That's interesting. So we'll have to rely on you to tell us. Although these all have links. They seem to anyway. But that's not going to help. Is that? Oh, that's not her. That's not her. Did I miss something? Did I miss an E in there? Yes, I missed an E. Okay, that would explain it. Let's try that. There we go. Okay, the above the law enforcement. We're going to tie those. Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll tie those together. We'll see. A possibly lost technology, famous agreement, and a conflict that started due to unusual or unforeseen circumstances. Okay. Have you started any of those? Nope, don't panic. Don't panic. We're gonna take this little at a time. All right. Have any of these articles been started? Songbird's having a panic attack. there, Songbird? Okay. She's got caffeine. Caffeine alternate. Fluffy blanket acquired. Okay. Is that a living fluffy blanket or a just a warm and cozy fluffy blanket? Because I know you have the living kind too. Okay, I'm assuming that no question from our answer from a few minutes ago is no, you haven't started any of these articles. Is that correct? So which one of these is probably the easiest one to spew out? We're gonna try to get two done real quick and dirty, so that you know you got your gold. All right, and then we'll tackle the last three. So, um, all right, famous agreement, contract, or treaty. Um, that's probably something that if you need to, you can just kind of make it up and throw out a few words. That this one literally took me 20 minutes from start to finish to get submitted. Um, because it's probably one of the most concise requirements, and one or two of the segments of the document template is all you need to hit the goal. Um, there's a recently ended war that no one is thrilled with. Okay, um, so did both sides agree to stop because it was just killing them, or or did it just kind of peter out? All right, because I mean, agreement, contract, or treaty is open ended. It could be a ceasefire agreement. It could just be an armistice, or even if it's not a formal treaty. Um, just but some sort of agreement to end hostilities. Like, okay, I promise not to do this if you promise not to do that. All right, and we can all get on with our lives from there. So, all right, do you know what the conflict was about? Oh, all right. So he surrendered, but he's looking for a way to get out of it. We can still do that. All right. What did he give up when he surrendered? We could still work with this. What did that king have to give up? What did the other side gain? Just a lot of pride. Did he lose land? Did he lose, access rights to mines, or fishing zones, or they had to be fighting over something. Okay, we can do land. Okay. All right. So what you can actually write, um, for this article is basically the treaty that ended the war, um, and you're going to describe that basically, that it basically was a surrender document, and unfortunate king agreed to give up X land or X territory or X fishing rights or all three. Um, so the winning king is happy. Um, if you want to make it interesting, you could include in it mention, and again, you don't necessarily have to write, you don't have to write the actual treaty document, but if you do, that's a good way to almost double your word count, because now you get to write the treaty, and then you get to write about what the treaty has in it. So a quick 150 word treaty that a document that kind of reads like a treaty document, that says, I King so and so agree to give up all rights to this land and this territory and this and this that, in exchange for an end to hostilities between myself and King whoever the other one is. It could be the document itself could be as simple as that, and then in the article itself, you'll talk about a little bit about how the war was going badly. The king ran out of money. He finally had to sue for peace. This is the treaty that ended the war. If you want to make it interesting, we can throw in a clause in the treaty that King winner is entitled to XYZ as long as he does something, or as long as he doesn't do something. All right, and now, and again, now when you're talking about the article, you could talk about how losing king is trying to arrange a situation where winning king breaks the treaty, and enables losing king to try to reassert himself. So and again, you don't even have to go into gory details. All right, we only need 300 words here. So does that sound like something we can work with? Because if that sounds like something we can work with, I'm going to put a 10-minute sprint timer on you, because I know you work well when there's a clock. All right, so get yourself set up, open up that prompt. Let me know when you're ready to start a word sprint. I'm not sure if anybody else has joined besides I know you got a cheering section here. You got Dazzly Cat and you have Isaac Tom. We're all here cheering you on. If there's anybody else out there lurking, again, I'm gonna fire up a word sprint. If you're still working on articles, jump in, join in. If not, today is a strange day because it's that last that last day before summer camp, and I know a lot of people are done and just unwinding. But to me, winning summer camp means getting as many people across their own finish lines as possible. And Songbird has been kind of my pet project for at least for the last week. So. Okay, where is she? Are you still out there, Songbird? Oh no, I'm frame dropping. That's not good. Okay. Can somebody type something in chat to see? I need to see if my chat's updating. I'm not sure it is. Oh, this is not good. My chat is not updating. Twitch is twitching. That is not good. me see if I can reset my chat window. Songbird is probably frantically typing stuff to me, and I'm ignoring her because I'm not seeing updates on my chat. Okay, my frame rate is back. That's good. Firefox is not back. That's not good. I've learned the hard way. The best way for me to get through these technical problems is to let them resolve themselves. Okay, Songbird, assuming that you can still hear me and assuming that you are ready to start a word sprint. While I wait for my screens to come back into normalcy, I am going to start a timer on my phone and I will call out a 10-minute sprint. I hope you can hear me and I hope you're going, and hopefully by the time this sprint is over, I'll be able to actually see some responses from you folks. But rather than wait around forever, let us get a sprint started in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Best way to get Firefox fixed is to restart it entirely. Let's see if it's willing to come back. Is anybody hearing? You're hearing me. I just realized we're not seeing Pretzel Rock either. I'm going to turn that off for a second. We'll get the music to come back in a little while once we're sure everything else is working. Why isn't pretzel going away? Oh, who hates technology? Okay, we got pretzel down. We hopefully got snaz down. We got Firefox coming back. Four and a half minutes to go on the sprint. Come on, Firefox, you can do it. Something has got to be downloading or processing somewhere in the background. 2 times ago when this happened, it was because a Windows update was uploading to the machine. The last time it was happening, it was because I had an antivirus upload that was happening to the machine, and a Firefox update at the same time. Um, this time, I'll bet it's something similar. I have to track down what these things are and tell them not to interrupt me while I'm streaming. Ah, okay. Firefox is trying to come back with everything it had before. That's actually good. This might work. In a second, I might actually see a chat and it might actually be updated. Let's find out. Spinning circle of death on my chat screen. the main window's coming back on its own. Welcome to chat. Okay, is there anybody still out there? Daz the Cat, we are here. We are here. We are here. I can hear you now. We won't be boiling that dust back. Yes, we're back. We are back. 1 minute and 21 seconds to go on the sprint, which I hope you guys heard about. I don't know, were you guys able to hear me throughout that whole fiasco, or did I disappear completely off the face of the earth? I'm working off the assumption that at least my mic was working. Esong is hard at work sprinting, I hope. Yes, I hope so. She does work. She works very, very well under sprint conditions, which is why we're doing. Okay, good. So it was worth continuing talking. Like I said, a reset of Firefox apparently was all it took. I'm going to probably find out that either Firefox took an update while during that time, or some other background process decided that what I was doing wasn't nearly as important as them giving me a new version of software to mess up something. All right, you know what? Let's go for the gold here. Let's see if I can get Pretzel back up so that we can have some background music. Some good hard driving instrumental rock and roll to keep those caffeine levels going. And that's it. Time is up on the sprint. How did we do, Esong? By the way, you're looking at a picture of there's my cat tax. By the way, this is Fido. Fido is one of the two four-legged owners of this house. He's a 13-year-old tabby, and you can tell from this picture he has attitude. Okay, it looks like Pretzel's coming up. That's good. So we will have music. Esong getting a word count now. Good. You guys should be hearing music now. I will not hear it myself, but it looks like it's playing. There it goes. Yeah, okay, good. All right, you got 80 words in, but you were doing treaty speak, and that's hard. That's fine. We'll just get you going right into another sprint. Right back. At least now we have music. We have encouragement. We know everything is working. I'm going to do one more sprint on my phone, and in the meantime, I'll try to get my actual timer up so that we can get the third sprint will be with a timer that's on the screen. So, are you ready to jump right back in, or do you? Yeah, we're going to make you jump right back in. All right, next sprint starts in 3, 2. Oh, 1 second. Okay, I'll wait 1 second. Tell me when you're ready. In the meantime, I will see if I can get the timer up. 116 words. Let's go. All right, we'll do this one on the phone. Like I said, so sprint starts in 3, 2, 1, go. Go Gadget fingers. Yeah, who remembers Inspector Gadget? going to give you an on-screen. I'm going to actually get the timer started at the 9-minute mark, so you'll be able to see it on your screen if you're watching. Okay, there we go. So you should have an on-screen timer now, folks. Is that correct? Yeah, it's been a long time. That was actually it was a fun animated series, and they actually the movie they did was actually pretty cute too. My cat is literally sitting on my wrist. Bad kitty. Yeah, I think it was Matthew Broderick, or at least he was in it. I guess your Esong. I guess your cat is over the fear that it had for you after the night you made affiliate. Isaac, I don't know that you were around for that because it was wrong time zone, but Esong got a little excited on stream the night she made affiliate. It was funny because she was getting close and she got all kinds of hyped up and excited, and she was jumping around and bouncing around, and she was way behind in reading her stream, and everybody that was on the chat stream realized about 5 minutes before she did that she actually made the 50 that she needed to get to affiliate, and you know, so we're watching the 50 number, you know, happen, and she's talking about how it's great that she's almost there, and you know, and she was real hyped up about it, and I even put in the line, you know, I think I put the line in chat that said, you know, if you think she's excited now, wait till she catches up in the chat. And sure enough, when she got to the point where she made 50, she at that point she was jumping up and down enough that she scared her cat right out of the room. And it was a couple of days, I think, before the cat was looking at her straight. So Esong locked up to her prompts. Yeah, like I said, she's in work. She's not in a jail cell today. She's in a work camp today. So she's in a forced labor camp today. We'll get her. We're gonna get her there. We're gonna get her at least to gold. We'll see what we can do about diamond. All right. If you asked her a week ago, though, gold was out of the question. So the fact that she's gonna get that, major accomplishment. How we doing on that timer? 5 minutes to go. I want to thank Isaac and Dazzly Cat, by the way, for helping me, for hanging out here and helping me prod Songbird along. I'm sure there are other more exciting and interesting streams out there, but I appreciate your support, and I'm sure Songbird does as well. Isaac, especially, my first ever stream followed on one of yours, and I got, my first ever raid was from your group. So thank you. Under 3.5 minutes to go. Remember, our objective is 300 decent words. I'm going to say, again, just so we don't have to worry about the whole, BB code issue. Our target, your targets are 400-word articles. And if your metadata thing says 400, then you're done. Because that'll definitely be enough to cover any metadata you happen to have. Yesterday was fun because you were surprised I wasn't online after you. Because, yeah, you don't normally go on Friday though, do you, Isaac? I don't think you normally run on Friday. I think I was surprised to see that you were on at all yesterday. And I know Tuesdays and Thursdays seem to have been your regular days. Oh, what did you say that it didn't like? Oh, yes. Zog is still a word that it asks about. Okay. But you're permitted, and now the term Zog is legal on my chat. Oh, is that what got you jailed once? Using Zog? Yeah, I got Moobot. Moobot asks me the first time it sees a potential word, and so, do you want to allow this or deny it? I assume if I denied, it would either at least just get X'd out. I don't know if it would jail you or not. But now it tells me that it has been added as a permitted term, so. Which I guess it needs to be in this community, because we all know that it means Zog Mad Dog and not whatever else it's supposed to mean out there. Another wonderful allergy day. And I'm out of allergy meds. That is not a good thing. 40 seconds to go. I trust the music is helping keep the spirits up in this sprint. It's got to be better with the music. I know they're better with the music than they are without. I was gonna go with a nice mellow channel today, but then I realized, no, this is Panic Sprint Day, so we need some push and go music. And there's nothing better than good old-fashioned rock and roll. Time's up. What do you got? Count 'em up, B-Song. Isaac says 116. Treaty speak nearly done. Why did that come in under Isaac's name? Is that Isaac saying that or Esau saying that? Just looking at total words in the article, since I think you're the only one sprinting. Yeah, I think you are too. 340. Okay, excellent. The treaty speak is done, and you're working in the main article body, I suppose. All right. Well, you know how much meta code do you have in there? All right, just a little bit more. Okay, we'll do that. Oh, Isaac. Oh, you are sprinting too. Okay. Sounds good. Well, maybe something about the treaty. Okay, yeah. And like I said, you can some of the things you can talk about. I assume you talked about how they got there already. You can put in a little mention under. I think there's a section in that template about response or public opinion or something like that. You can in that section talk about how the king wants to get out of it now, but and maybe you want to say he doesn't want to be the one to break it, so that he's in the process of coming up with a way to get the other guy to be the one that breaks the treaty. Okay, well, there's a link to it, so we can take a look at it. Is it published? I assume it is published. That's not a document link. What is this? That's a template link. Yep. That's a template. I don't want to follow. That's the edit side link. Yeah, I don't want that one. That's the one I want. There we go. Yeah, we'll do a quick read through it and see where we can tweak it. Okay, treaty ended war, surrender document. Ex-land territory, fishing rights, war went badly, ran out of money. Okay, so I see some of that's going to have to come out, I guess. The sea princes and Keeland have been involved in a cycle of revolving wars for the past decades. Most not remember time the threat of sea invasion seems unavoidable. This is the latest in a series of treaties brokering a delicate peace between the two governments, while many optimists proclaim an end to hostilities. Most Keelandites are skeptical of the current situation will last long. Context. I assume what's going on is you're writing in the vignette and you just haven't put headers on things. That's okay, that's good. Okay, so I assume context is going to be a header, so I'm not going to worry about that. King Scotty came to power in the middle of this war. Took it as a personal point of pride to secure the nation from the sea princes and guarantee his legacy and effective and shrewd military leader. Hayes, King Scotty and his military advisors made some drastic decisions that resulted in the decimation of several armed battalions. King Scotty tried to regain a tactical advantage he inherited from his father by raising taxes to fund military recruitment. Conflicts between the two countries seem to start with little rhyme or reason. Rulers in both countries often try to hide loopholes into their treaties. I assume that should be rulers in both countries. Both sides are aware of this, but presume that they're in a better position of leverage, and neither side wants to be caught in a severe disadvantage when the next inevitable conflict begins. The current treaty severely limits the number of ships allowed in the Keelan Navy. King Scotty agreed to this condition, anticipating the dramatic expansion of Hummingbird airships. Very good. History of whatever this war is. You mentioned that it's a series, an ongoing series of wars. So that being the case, you can always get away with naming a war. Take a page out of English history. That there was 100 Years' War. There was this war. So you could just You know, you could even just number them. This could just be the eighth Keeland War, or you know, it could be the 20 years. How long did this war go on? Do you have any idea? All right, if it was a 22-year war, then call it the 22-year war. Um, you know, which if anybody asks, makes it distinct from the 18-year war that was before that, the 12-year war that was before that, and the 2-year war that was before that. So that'll take care of a name. You have a contents here. There is actually an actual document content section in this this game. Okay, you gave it a timeline, but you don't remember. You know what? If the timeline's not in this article, just do your best, make something up, put it in here, and later on you can fix it if you were wrong. You know, but give it a name. Again, you're gonna, from what I'm reading, you're gonna have to lop out a few words here up at the top that were your just thought stream. But you can turn that into a, you know, again, the what would we call it? Do you know how many wars in the last decades there were? Or can you guess, or can you make up a number? All right, Scotty's War is good. Yeah, you can name them after the kings. And in fact, make this Scotty's Treaty. You know, or at least it's referred to by the Keelandites as Scotty's Treaty. Treaty doesn't have. Okay, this is the seventh one. All right, so it could be, well, you could call it the seventh treaty. You could call it again, call it Scotty's Treaty as a common name. You could even state, you know, that the document has no formal name other than, you know, ceasefire agreement or treaty agreement, but the people refer to it as Scotty's Treaty, and get that Scotty's Treaty would be the title you give the article. So basically just a little bit of true vignette header, and you should be done with this article. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you a 5-minute sprint to get this article done. How does that sound? And in 5 minutes, we'll get this one done, and we can get started on the next one. Let me reset my timer for 5 minutes. And are you ready to go? Because you're going in 3, 2, 1, sprint. Everybody get that hype in the channel. In the meantime, we'll take a look. What's the next one? What are we going to get you to 30 with? Military conflict might be the easiest one to spew out here. Let's see. suggest for your law enforcing organization? Above the law organization is going to be the challenging one, unless you have an idea for that. Don't answer me now. Keep writing. I'm just talking out loud because nobody likes dead air. Technology, I'm sure we'll come up with something easy for that one, but we might have to talk about it a bit. 1:55 to go. We will keep hydrating. Looking forward to hydrating with something a little stronger, but that won't be till after the stream. And then we're gonna root Zog on for the last 2 hours of his stream to keep him awake and conscious, and then he'll flow us right into the summer camp wrap up. Self-posture check there. Stretch the back out. Timer's got to be done. No, 46 seconds to go. Move this up. I so need to, actually my pension check came in today, so I think over the next day or two I'm going to be ordering my new computer system, which will feature 2 monitors so that I can actually do things like see what you guys are seeing when I'm doing my streams. Because right now I'm doing, basically I'm streaming blind, which is always fun. Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. By the way, I'm also going to put a sound on that time's up timer. I have something in mind. I just have to put it together. Okay, so where are we now, eSong? Do a save, do a refresh. I will refresh the copy of the document I have here. We'll see how you did. Just let me know when you've done your saves and refreshes. No, actually not a dino roar. What I'm actually thinking, I want to get like the sound of a big solemn church bell, iron church, death knell kind of bell. 1 or 2 rings with a solemn voice over it that says something like "Your time is up." Have no more time, something like that. WYSIWYG is really freaking out today. Well, that's always wonderful. Let's see if I refresh this one. Uh-oh. I lost the article. not 426. Done. Do we need to read it, or are you happy with it? You're calling it done. Submit it. Just get it submitted, and we'll move on. Congratulations. That's number 29. Submitting, moving on. Very good. Well, yeah, that's I think yeah, the military conflict one might be it should be an easy one to do anyway, because it's a pretty open-ended prompt. The issue is something that started because of unusual circumstances. Why is this not updating your treaty document? Did you submit your treaty document? All right, it's described the events of a conflict that started due to unusual or unforeseen circumstances. So, I mean, you don't have to really get into the whole war. I think you want to focus on the start of the war. Oh, you forgot to submit. Yeah. Yeah, hit that submit. Let me know when you do, so that we can all see one more blue box here. So what is it that starts the wars between the Sea Princes and Keeland? What would have started this one? I figure a 4-week war is probably one that was started over something silly, and it took 4 weeks for everybody to just put their heads back on straight. Okay, now she's done. There we go. That's what we wanted to see. Treaty of the 22-Year War. All right. So if you want to play with the 4-year or the 4-week war, what started it? All right. The Sea Princes have ships. Did a ship? Did a fishing vessel from Keeland actually accidentally ram a military ship or something, or was it some sort of accident that escalated into a war before anybody did somebody throw a pie at somebody else? Yeah, like I said, a 4-week war should be fun because it could be lighthearted. It could be something like an insult at a party that not the kings themselves, but something else. But it was, the war started, and it just took 4 weeks before the people in charge were actually able to get everyone's attention to say stop. Well, yeah, that's the other choice is that it was over 4 weeks because one side wiped out the other. But in your case, the two sides didn't wipe each other out. They're still fighting after years and years. Unless it's over a very specific piece of territory. Okay, you think you have it. Good. Coffee Quill's writing in here. Yes, absolutely. If you're still doing things, we will be starting a sprint in about 30 seconds. You need a little fire. That's what we're here for. Okay, I'm going to get the timer up and running. We're going to go back to a 10-minute sprint. All right, and we can get at least 2 of these in here. So if everybody's ready, yes, you can have a piece of Keeland conquered by the Sea Princes, and maybe that's, again, they wanted this little island or something, and it only took them 4 weeks to get it. That's possible. All right, so everybody that's sprinting, it looks like we have at least 2 now. So sprint is going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. Coffee needs a little fire for your own frantic sprinting, yeah. So that's what I promised. That's what we're here for today. We've been doing. I mean, you're more than welcome. We have been doing a. We have a bunch of cheerleaders who've been all standing over Songbird's shoulders, running her through sprints for the last 45 minutes. Like I said, we'll get this sprint in. We'll get at least one more in. Before it's time for my stream to end. I mean, I don't have to end it right on the dot. If Songbird, if you're close, I'll stay on and get one. You know, if we need a third sprint to finish you up, because the article that eSong is working on right now will be her number 30. So that'll be her gold. I'm not sure where you are, Coffee Quills. Siobhan. Tillers. Oh, we have a raid coming in. Who's raiding? Who is raiding? World Anvil is raiding. Wow. Okay. I guess that means the Gen Con panel is over. So thank you all for the raid. Thank you, World Anvil. It was us. Light up the forge. Excellent. Did you bring caffeine? Dazzly Cat wants to know. We always have caffeine. Hachibushu, thank you for the follower. Antler Dancer, thank you for the follower. Roll Society is in here now too. Oh, look at this. Excellent, excellent. Yes, pressure. What was a nice quiet stream with 2 or 3 people egging on the 2 people that are in the middle of a sprint is now lots and lots of people egging on the 2 people in a sprint. There's Tillers, Mr. Duckman. Did anybody tell Tillers what he missed out on last night in WD's stream? Excellent. An excellent big squad of world builders to write and cheer on, yes. Again, anybody else that's actually still trying to do prompts or get prompts done, we're 7 minutes into a 10-minute sprint. I will be doing at least one more sprint. And I'm willing to stay on past my end time to do at least one more. Eventually, I do want to pass the torch back to Zog Mad Dog. And we're all going to hopefully be there to help him finish out his 24-hour marathon. But my first order of business is to watch, is to get Songbird over the 30 hurdle. Again, anybody else that's out there, I should explain what the sprints are for. Yeah, those of you who don't know, the writing sprints, it's literally a short time period. We're doing 10 minutes here, where the people that are writing, that are still writing articles for Summercamp, are scrambling to get words down on paper. With a clock running and everybody egging people on, it's a good way to just get the words down. They don't have to be pretty. When is Summercamp? Yeah. When does Summercamp end? No, it doesn't end. It ends in. I hate to say this to everybody, but it ends in 2 hours and 20 minutes. So, 2 hours and 20 minutes to go. So anybody, again, who's close to one of the badges, you still got time. Yeah, pretty doesn't matter. And that's the beauty of this. So 5 minutes to go on the sprint. In the meantime, we'll see in 2 hours or so if I didn't miss. Yeah, like I said, 2.5 hours. For those of you who let's do the time zone corrections. That will be it's 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time in the U.S. That would be 11 a.m. Pacific Time in the U.S. Noon Mountain Time in the U.S. 7 p.m. Universal Time in everywhere in the world because it's Universal Time. I have no idea what time that translates to for Isaac in Australia. Maybe you can enlighten us. And it will be 7 p.m. give or take an hour or two depending on your European time zone for all you European folks. Want to add Japan to that? Sure. Japan is what, 13 hours or 14 hours off the East Coast? So what time is the end time for you? Summer camp ends 4 a.m. in Australian Eastern Standard Time, okay? Or Australian Eastern, I guess. Alright, it is 12:42 for you right now, so it will be 3 a.m. for you. Yes, you're 13 hours, 11 hours or 13 hours. 13 hours off. 13 hours ahead of me. I used to know that when I had a son who was serving in Korea, but I kind of lost track since then. 3 minutes to go in the sprint. And so how were Dimmy and Janet? How did they do on the panel discussion or the discussion? If anybody wants to throw some info, I will be catching it, but I'll be catching it after the fact. Oh, Superiorly New here. What's going on? Yeah, we if you're World Anvil, you've at least heard of Summercamp. If not, good. Thank you, Dazzly Cat. You're for getting some information out there on what Summercamp is. It's basically a writing challenge designed to get all of us world builders thinking about different aspects of our world and getting some stuff down about different aspects of our world. The challenge has been going on for the entire month of July. It wraps up in 2 hours and 15 and 16 minutes. The prizes are shiny badges to stick on our profiles. And what's going on now is there are a few people, at least, that are in here that are scrambling madly to get their last few submissions done. So I know a number of people in here have gotten them all done, and those of us who are done are here to urge on the ones that haven't, because it's not a competition. It's not a who wins, who gets there first. It's if there's any competition at all that we should all be feeling, it's how many other people can we bring along with us. So every other person that makes it to whatever their particular target is a win for me. That's the way I see it. A minute to go in the sprint. E-song, yeah, so E-song, right, yes. Yeah, people kind of picked, yeah, it was up to people. Yeah, but some people, wanted to get all 33 done. Some were more than happy to get 10 done. And that's fine. Again, the real objective here was for everybody to explore new aspects of the world that you're building. Thank you, Kat Malkin, for a follow. More follows, that's a good thing. Always use more follows. And welcome. I assume we're picking up a lot of folks who can, or obviously you all came in from the from the Dimmy and Janet stream. If you're new to the Anvilite streamer core, though, I will mention. In fact, let me do this. Oh, time is up. Time is up. So save. So while Esong and Coffee are getting their numbers together, I'm gonna pop over to here. Just so, again, those of you who are new and who I assume at least follow Dimmy and Janet's streams, the Anvilite Streamer Core is a bunch of at least 40 of us World Anvil members who have kind of put together a network of sorts with the blessings of World Anvil. We are not affiliated with World Anvil officially in any capacity, but Dimmy and Janet certainly know of us and I guess at least appreciate what we're doing. What I'm showing you is next week's, and this is something we started being real. So no, this is this week. This is the last week of Summercamp that you're looking at. And as you can see, there are streamers available pretty much 24/7, talking about at least one aspect or another of Summercamp or of World Anvil. And it doesn't end just because Summercamp is ending. This is next week's schedule, when there's no event going on at all. And as you can see, so you new folks who haven't followed any of the streamers, who have never heard of the Anvilite Streamer Core, if you wanna come onto Twitch and see what's going on, then can somebody throw up the Anvilite, the home site, the homepage link for the Streamer Core? I need to get myself set up so that I can do that quickly. But I'm sure there's somebody out there that can throw the link up very quickly. Again, all you new folks, if you want to see what we're doing and what's going on, and how other people approach world building, then there it is. There's the Anvilite Streamer Core thing. Thank you, Siobhan. Whatever your time zone is, there's somebody that's doing something World Anvil related here. So bookmark that website. That'll give you the current schedule. Okay, so did I see any totals? How did we do? Coffee and Songbird. What are your numbers? Songbird on hour 27, no caffeine. Go up, you think you're early. There's coffee on yours. How did we do on the word counts? Esong, 79 words. All right, that's a good start. Coffee Quills, 1 article down, 7 left. Is that 7 left for diamond or 7 left for gold? Or 7 left for some other score. Too much chat typing. This is okay. We're gonna jump right into another sprint. That'll at least take me to the end of my schedule time. Like I said, what I want to do is get everybody over to Mad Dog to give him a real big push. For those of you who are new and don't know what's going on, let me get this sprint started first, and then I'll explain that whole thing. Okay, sprint starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Zog Mad Dog is one of our Anvilite Streamer Core sprinters, and he, because he's silly, announced to the world about 3 weeks ago that he was going to end Summercamp with a 24-hour stream that was timed so that his stream ends at the moment that Dimmy and Janet's end of Summercamp stream announcement will begin. He has now been streaming for 21 hours. And is going to need all the help he can get Actually, sorry, 22 hours. It'll be 22 hours for him in the next 10 minutes. So he's going to need all the encouragement and help that we can all give him to make it the last 2 hours. Because I was with him 2 hours ago and he's hurting. Uh, um, he again because of other silliness that he agreed to. He did some horrible things to himself last night. Um, he participated in a horribly hot pepper chocolate challenge. He consumed a chocolate bar that apparently was made with 12 kinds of peppers, ghost peppers being one of the milder of the batch. The evil chocolate, yeah. And 16 hours later, he was still feeling the effects of that on stream this morning. Yeah, he's working hard to stay awake. He's gonna need a punch. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna finish this stream. I'm gonna then raid him. We'll give him a real big raid. We need to give him all the hype and all of the help that we can give him to get through the 24 hours. He has put a lot into the streamer core and into this community. So anything we can do to help him get through the last, his last 2 hours of stream, the better. And in the meantime, even though it won't be my stream anymore, Songbird, I expect you to follow along in the raid, and I will continue to goad and prod you. Coffee, if you want continued goading and prodding, I'll be more than happy to add you to my list. To get your last things done. And again, if there's anybody else out there still writing, he had no dairy. He had no dairy products in the entire apartment when he ate the candy. Oh, great! I'm just kind of watching the stream go by. Yeah, so we're all going to help him out get through his last 2 hours. What I was saying is, yeah, if you want continued prodding to get your articles done during those last 2 hours, I'll be more than happy to throw a few reminders in the chat all along the way. Coffee Quills, get writing. I will be doing that for Songbird, to see how far she can get. But I'm hoping actually by the time we end this stream, she's going to be almost done with her 30th and therefore gold prompt. And so if there's anybody else, we'll keep throwing out reminders, keep writing. Those of you who are still scrambling and writing that are trying to get right up to the end point, I'll be around for the next 2 hours, not on my stream, but I'll be on Zog's stream, but I'll be in the shadows lurking and reminding people to keep on writing. Everybody else, come on over to the stream, and again, we need to cheer Zog through the last little bit. If we could follow the raid with a nice big hype train, that would actually be great for him. Maybe get him up for his last 2 hours. Certainly scare him. So Dazzly Cat's going to be helping me from the looks of things. Please do, Daz. Siobhan, you too. Yeah, no chat, right? Yeah, I shouldn't. While there's a sprint going on, I shouldn't be seeing Coffee Quills, and I shouldn't be seeing Esong anywhere in my chat window, because you guys got your heads in your articles. 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes and 15 seconds. So. Up. No, coffee. Stop. Right. Shouldn't see you come up in chat. So did Dimmy and Janet have anything interesting or fun to say or do, or any surprises, or they were focusing on what, just on how, what was their topic on the panel? Anybody want to help me out there? Like I said, I'll catch it later, but Siobhan is hopping. Try to keep Zog away. Yeah, tell him to hang on just another 4 minutes, and we'll have a whole herd of them over there, Siobhan. Tell him to keep himself alive for another 4 minutes, and then he can expect a raid. It was very interesting. Gonna buy the book when it comes out. Oh, which book is this? Elvin Shoes. Hello, Elvin Shoes. I will ask again. There are a lot of new names on here, and a lot of you have already thrown a follow out. I would appreciate at least a follow from everybody that's here. I am one of the many people, I should say, that are gonna continue streaming even after summer camp. By the way, I'm approaching World Anvil from an RPG standpoint, and I will be looking into using World Anvil as a game master, and not just building the world, the background world material, but also building adventure modules and adventure scripts and all that sort of things. Elvin Shoes, thank you very much for the sub. They are very, very much appreciated. Another hydrate redemption, I can do that too. Jin Use and Morrigan Chaos, thank you for the follows. I hope I'm catching everybody. I'm trying to catch them on the fly here so that I don't have to wrap them up. 2 minutes and 48 seconds to go in the sprint. Let's see, world building. They're putting out a book on their method. Oh yeah, that will be one worth doing. You're approaching their talk as a novelist. I mean, world building is appropriate to both. We had some interesting discussions this morning as guest chats with Zog on the approaches, because before I did a guest spot before I was on. Writer Greg was on. And he's approaching from the writer standpoint. I'm approaching from the RPG standpoint, and there's definitely differences in the approaches, but the bottom line is thank you, Dazzlecat, for yelling at Esong. Get back to work. The need for the world building is the same. The level of detail might be a little different. Obviously, what we're going to ultimately do with our worlds is definitely different, but the same approaches and techniques to world building certainly apply to both. So that I expect would be a book that everybody in the community could benefit from. So that I'll definitely have to look for that myself. 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. Remember, we're not only now we have even more missions. Not only are we trying to get Coffee Quills and Songbird across their finish lines, but we have to get this wrapped up and go save Zog from falling asleep and embarrassing himself in front of 300,000 member community of World Anvil. Can't have that happen. Siobhan caught Quills, yes. This is fun. Oh, more follows. Excellent. Thank you, Bill Resnor, and is that Larian L or Arian L? Dragon Love Water, thank you. That one I could read. I hope I'm not missing any. If I missed any follows, I apologize. Let me scroll back up. I don't think I did. I think I've been keeping up. Yeah, that looks good. I think I got everybody. 7 seconds to go in the sprint. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sprint's up. Time's up. Okay, just a real quick check on where we are. Coffee Quills, how did you do? Esong, how did you do? Give us your totals. As soon as we hear your totals, I am going to jump over. It sounds like Zog needs help, so I will pass the torch to Zog and continue the forced labor camp in the shadows of his stream instead of in the bright light of mine. So you have no coverage here, and about to get your hair done. So all right, Dragon, thank you, and thank you for the follow again. Thank you for stopping in. Have a good day. Coffee Quills, 300 plus words, one article down, another almost finished. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So you're in good shape. E-Song, 148 words. You're halfway to your last article. All right, you got 2 hours to get that one done. All right, so I have no doubt that we're going to get that one done. Having said all that, I am going to start a raid right now, so that we can all get over there and get Zog all of the encouragement and inspiration he needs. So as soon as my stream manager decides it wants to keep up, here we go. Raid channel. My next stream, I'm actually on tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern time. That will be obviously a post. Why don't I see Zog? Where is Zog? Is he on? Is he still on? Why didn't Zog show up there? This is not good. We need to get Zog up here. Is it just my stream manager acting up? Alright, he's there. Alright, so we're going to take this approach. /raid. ZOGMADDOG. Okay, everybody, the raid should be underway. Everybody, again, my raid call is trample, trample, trample. But feel free to use whatever you want. And again, thank you all for coming. And let's go keep him awake.